And so since the Maquiladora program has been in effect since 1960s, but in January 1st, 1994, NAFTA went into effect, which is the North American Free Trade Agreement. And does anyone know what that is, NAFTA? No? You, okay. Do you want to say? No?
Basically, it's a treaty between the United States, Mexico, and Canada, and it's basically like all that comes in, all that's imported and exported, it's not going to get checked. Like, there's no really regulations. Like, you just bring in and you take out. Like, it's not really like, I don't know, it's crazy. Like,
do you want to say something, Galia?
Basically, the liberalization of the economy, like, basically in reality what it means is that the U.S. Or Canada can come into Mexico and open up factories and pay the workers a lot less.
So there was already maquiladoras there before NAFTA went into effect, but after 1994, the expansion and the construction of maquilas or maquiladoras were increased, and also the people who migrated, that led to a lot of opportunity jobs. There was a lot of U.S. or foreign companies coming in and building their assembly plants, and so that also increased population in the area. And so again, seeing that there was a lot of people going into the northern part of Mexico, the U.S. again saw it as a threat, and in 1996, under Bill Clinton, he pretty much funded again the Border Patrol, and the border was now made of high steel, 14 feet. They had stadium walls, lights. So there was a lot of more change into the border. And pretty much maquiladoras, what they are is assembly plants, and mostly they're not Mexican corporations. Let's see, they assemble different products from textile, furniture, food, let's see, what else, toys, sporting goods, and it is a great opportunity for corporations, especially for the U.S. corporations, to make profit off of it because it's so close to here, so they don't have to spend so much money importing any goods or exporting to get assembled anywhere. And so, how is the cheap labor in Mexico? Well, it's pretty much 25% of what is here. So they make like $6 a day, so it's really, really cheap for the corporations. Go ahead. And also the standard hours in Mexico, it's 48 hours per week. That's how much on average workers work on a weekly basis. And the results are an unbeatable speed of production. They're constantly doing in a fast pace. They have poor labor conditions and lack of housing, human rights violations, and there's over about, this was statistics in 2006, I believe, so over 4,000 maquilas now in the border towns with Mexico, and they employ both men and women, but women make the most part. Their majority they're employed, and the ages that they're, on average, that they're employed is from 16 to 18 years, and that's because, they have been even as young as 12 and as old as 28. And it is believed that women and young girls are hired because they have better eye coordination, they have small hands, so to assemble small parts, and they endure a lot more the hard labor conditions as opposed to men. So pretty much one day in the day of a maquiladora worker, pretty much she goes in 6 in the morning, works about a 10-14 hour shift, could possibly work overtime without getting paid overtime. It's just besides that, and then she goes into the night shift, maybe leaving like around midnight. she's pretty close to her house, so she walks there. It's very dark. She works 6 nights a week. Her house is made up of garage doors. So she has pretty much no time with her family or no energy to come home and interact with her family. There's no electricity, no sewage lines. And because of a lot of these women are exposed to chemicals and they're not given the proper protection or the information on the side effects of working with these chemicals, a lot of women develop health issues and health problems. And specifically, women who are pregnant tend to have miscarriages or bless you, or they have birth defects when the babies are born. And at the end of the day, she has earned $6. And I believe like a gallon of milk is about $2 or $3. So that's how much. And so that's not only the only problems that they face, they also have psychological issues. And women who are pregnant, a pregnancy for corporate or for the maquila managers is a big deal, because women are most likely that when they're pregnant, they will eventually leave the work to take care of the baby, and so that's a loss of a worker for them. So they do random checks, and what they do is they actually have women prove they're not pregnant and prove that they are using, if they are having sex, that they are using contraception. And a lot of the things that they do is they pretty much they have to show proof that they are menstruating. So that's how much these women have to. That's how they have to go through, and that's on like randomly, and they have to do it because otherwise they will lose their job, and that's the only job that they have available. And this can be done again like through urine tests or showing their sanitary napkins as proof. And so one thing that has been happening in Ciudad Juarez, which is a border town with Texas, is that there's been a lot of murders since 1993, and a lot of those they speculate that are related to the maquilas, because a lot of the women who have gone missing have either been maquila workers or were last seen at a maquiladora, or after leaving their job. And so the women are raped, they're tortured, and then killed. And there's a specific profile, and so pretty much what our majority of the women have in common is that, again, they're maquila workers. They're young, they have long dark hair, they're very thin, and it's believed that there is a strong correlation again with the maquila industry, because most women work in the maquilas, and they said that some women, after their shifts, they go to clubs or bars, and so people tend to stereotype these women, the maquila women who work in maquilas, saying, oh, well, they're prostitutes, they have a double life, and so one day, during the day, they're working, during the night, they're prostitutes, and so pretty much they're putting themselves out there to allow all these things to happen. So it's pretty much the women's fault, and pretty much, let's see,